There was a time when developers enjoyed the craziest benefits of the market. Just one example of that is that Roblox was paying $1.2 million to a single developer.
Today, with the hiring freeze, only the most creative are earning over 6 figures. And I'm going to show you exactly how they are doing it by dividing the type of income into 3 categories.
Developers with more than one job, developers with side businesses or with passive income, and indie hackers. Now you might be thinking, it's hard to even find one job, how can I even have 2 or more? Well, let me introduce you to the world of overemployed. My friend Alex starts his day by having breakfast and going straight to his computer. He begins by checking the emails from one of the 3 jobs he has as a software engineer. Alex is a genius, I have to admit it, and he works hard, approximately 12 hours a day. He has a complex system to avoid meetings overlapping, but it doesn't work every time. He stopped working for several companies after he couldn't maintain their pace. Right now, he makes around $300,000 in a country where the median salary is $20,000. His profile is in high demand and he's working for American companies. Alex keeps the most interesting position on his LinkedIn profile, and the HR departments usually don't ask questions. While this scenario is not so common in other markets like in Europe, where the demand for developers is not so high and there are more regulations, developers still work on side hustles that sometimes duplicate their salaries. The overemployed community revolves around individuals who work multiple full-time remote jobs simultaneously, often without their employees knowing. The movement gained traction during the rise of remote work, particularly in 2020, as remote setups made it easier to manage multiple roles. Overemployed individuals rely on excellent time management, automation tools, and prioritization techniques to juggle multiple roles without compromising performance. I can include myself in this section as I have a Medium blog that exploded a couple of years ago and gave me earnings like this. Software engineer Climent Mihailescu, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name exactly, published a YouTube video called How Much Money I've Made as a Software Engineer, Entrepreneur, and YouTuber. In that video, he shared this little spreadsheet. While he was working as a software engineer for Google in 2017, he started a small side project to train other developers. He then moved to Facebook, but continued with his venture. Clement stopped working for Facebook when his project started making more than $100,000 a year. And 2 years later, he ended up making over $1 million. The reason Clement grew that fast is that he started uploading YouTube videos for developers years before launching Algo Expert. Developers can feel like dying after 1 hour of programming for a company, but then they can spend 6 hours at night trying to add a small new functionality for their independent app. A lot of entrepreneurs who launch companies or products without investment congregate in a community called indie hackers. They discuss their projects, buy or sell companies, and discuss different strategies to work more effectively. Belgian game developer Jordi Laquier spent 7 years of his life working on a game that exploded to over 3 million in revenue. In his own words, the key to spending so much time working on a side project was to design his life for it. As he describes in the interview, the hardest part for him was to put countless hours into marketing for the first 5 years with absolutely no effect. But there was a tipping point where in just one day, 5,000 people added the game to their wishlist. Indie hackers usually have no marketing budget, and they default to show their creations where their users congregate. In the case of this game, it was the meme site 9gag.